So thanks for the detailed introduction. Thanks everyone. So now let us continue with the training part. As this is the first day, let's say session of our training, we'll call it as demo session. That's what you have been enrolled for. So let's begin with the topic. All right. So I'll introduce myself later, but just to begin with, my name is Abid Khan. Okay, I'm working into SAP from last 11 years, and I'll be explaining more about my experience and things later in the slides. Okay, now this course has several topics to be covered, like this introduction to ERP, introduction to SAP R3, and all these are, let's say, the subtopics that we'll walk through the complete training course. But we'll come to this slide later. Before you enroll for any course, the first question that comes to your mind is, am I eligible for this course or not? Right? The first question that everybody thinks is, am I going for a right course or not? So, before you might have enrolled for even this course, there must be a question in back of your mind that should I learn this course or not? Am I eligible for this course or not? So, just to give you an idea, who should attend this course can be attended by people who are already graduates, who are already, let's say, who have already completed their post graduation, who are college students, let's say final year students. You are opting for, let's say, you are already doing the graduation and you are in the final year, or even the, let's say, third year of your graduation, then even those college students can attend this course. People from non-technical background, you need not be from technical background only, you're not supposed to be only from computer science or IT. Okay, so those, let's say, people from non-technical background can also continue with this course. And as I could hear, some of you said they are already working in SAP, but they are not SAP consultants, they are SAP end users. So for them also this course is very much relevant. Why? Because they already know some of the things in SAP, and now they want to be an SAP consultant, like core SAP consultant. So this course will also help people like them. And students having computer science background, obviously people who are students having computer science background, obviously they'll be eligible for this course also. So let's just read few things. There aren't many prerequisites for learning SAP ABAP. Okay, so you do need not have let's say too much of prerequisites already before you enroll for this course, or before you even try to learn this course. Okay, so all you need is a bachelor's degree, whether you are a BTech, BSc, BCA, BCS, or BCom, or even a master degree. You can learn this course, so you are completely eligible for this course, 100% eligible for this course. But obviously having a background of IT and computer science will be an added benefit. It will be like, a few things will be cleared out to those guys, let's say quickly, or let's say easier than what others people will face my sometimes problem. But you always have an option of asking the questions, let's say. And just keep this in mind, whenever you think you are not able to understand something, let it be silliest of the things, you just raise your question, you just raise your hand and ask the question. I have muted all of you for, let's say, some time, so that let me cover a few things, and then I'll give you a chance for question and answer also. So we'll have a question and answer session in the end of let's say this particular topic. Then you will have your chance to ask the questions. As this is a demo session, we'll keep all the question answer in the end of this part actually. Okay, so is it clear who should attend the course? You people, already graduated people, postgraduate people, college students, let it be non-technical background, SAP end users, and all of these people can attend this course. Now, if this is clear to you who should attend this course, the next part is, what will you get out of this course, right? Let's say now you got to know that you are eligible for this course. Now what will you get out of this course? You have enrolled for this course, now you will register for the course, and then let's say you go through the complete training part of this course. Then what is the outcome? What is the result of this course, right? So what will you get out of this course from us? You'll get four primary things, these are not just four things, but these are the four primary things that you will get from us after this course. So you'll get job assistance. Our team of experts will help you in searching jobs. Okay, they will prepare your resumes according to your education background and the skills that you have in your in your academics and here. So they'll help you in preparing your resume. Each one of you will be helped to create or prepare their own CVs or resumes. Okay, then you will be trained for interview appearance, like how should you appear in the interview, how should you start giving the answers during the interview, and all of that. So our team of experts will help you in interview process also. So after the course is completed, there'll be a gap of, let's say, you'll be given a chance of 2 weeks to 3 weeks to prepare yourself, let's say to revise the topics and to prepare for the interview. Then each one of you will be given 2 slots of mock interviews. So we'll conduct at least 2 interviews for each one of you according to your time availability and the interviewer's time availability. Okay, so after 2 weeks of course completion, there'll be a process started. Okay, that we'll call as interview preparation process and mock interviews. So we'll conduct mock interviews for each one of you, and based on the result of mock interview, the top performers, whoever, let's say whoever of you is found to be a good performer, like having, let's say, learned skills very well and have learned few extra things also, then we have a company. Actually, just to introduce you, we are not just into trainings, we are a SAP service company. If you just go to our website ituvxsolutions.com, you'll get to know that we are into SAP services also. So top performers of this training will be given a chance to work on our projects also based on the inputs from interviewers. Okay, so that is one thing that you will get after this course. Then you'll get certificate of completion. So once you are done with the complete training, then there'll be a test conducted. It's a very small test of 50 marks or something, and that all depends upon how experts design the questions and all. So once you clear that exam, then you'll be given one certificate of completion. Like, the marks will not be mentioned on the certificate, but let's say every one of you will get the certificate of completion. But just to make you understand where do you stand in terms of technicalities understood during the course, you will be given marks separately. You'll be shown the marks separately. Okay, then you will get the server access. As I told you, we are a company, so SAP server, if you even search in the market, it costs a lot. Okay, so you will be given the server access from us only. You do not have to go and search anywhere outside. Okay, so during your training, you would need a practice platform, right? So whatever is taught in the class, you need something, a place where you can go and practice yourself. So you need servers. Okay, SAP is not a software like, the way you have .NET and other things, you can just download simple software and start doing practice. No, for SAP you need a dedicated server. So our company will provide you the server access, and there'll be one helpline number given to you for all your server access related questions and doubts. Let's say you're not able to connect something, your password is expired, it's not responding properly, issues like this, like kind of support issues for server maintenance or server access. There'll be one number given to enrolled people, like registered people, and then they'll have a support from them, their support team actually, for server access. Okay, clear? So this server access will be available, and okay, server access will be given to all the people registered for the course. Then you have this portal access of us. Okay, so if you go to a website, actually you have this chance of logging in yourself. So you can just say login and student login. So here you can do what, once you log in for this student, you will be getting one dashboard of our company. Okay, so where you will have what, let's say if you miss a particular session, you're not able to join, then this recording of this particular session will be uploaded to that portal, and that will be available to you when you log in. That recording should be available to you. Along with that, you will have all the study materials in the portal. Okay, so let's say I have taught you one topic today. Okay, so the complete detail about the topic, whatever notes even I draw, let's say I'll be drawing few figures for you to understand, even those will be saved and be uploaded to the portal. So once you log into the portal, you will have all this reference material, your recorded sessions, and your notes, let's say notes during the explanation that I will use. Then along with that, you will have what, resume samples. Okay, resume samples, as I told you, will be our team of experts will help you to prepare your resume also, and you will be given some samples. Okay, there'll be some samples resume available to each one of you, so that you can refer them and you can try to make your CV look like a professional expert or somebody who has got good skills of professionalism and all. Okay, so those kind of resume samples we'll put in our, let's say, we'll keep in our portal, and that will be accessible to you via the student login. Along with that, you'll be having some interview preparation guidelines in terms of, let's say, in the forms of videos and books and other reference materials. Okay, so these 4 things you'll get after this course. What are they? Job assistance, as I explained, certificate of completion, server access, and portal access. Clear, everyone? All right, so you are all muted, sorry. So if this is clear to you, let's have some more lines read about them. Same thing. What will you get after this course? We have a crew of professionals who take care of the candidates, job applications, and placement assistance, as I told you. So we'll help you not just to prepare CVs or let's say prepare for you just for appearing for the interview. We'll also help you because we are into SAP services, also into resourcing. So we will give you references, let's say job applications, where you can just apply for your, let's say, job, and you can proceed with your job application. So we also train the candidate about presenting themselves, as I told you, how to present yourself during the interview, how should you start giving the answer, what are the typical questions asked during the let's say interview, what should you give the answers for them, all of that. Okay, so we conduct mock interviews. I told you, like, we conduct mock interviews, and all of these will get this, complete these things along with the course. Clear, everyone? Now, what do we provide as part of this course is, I will try to make this training as much as practical. So real-time practical oriented training with 80% practical. Now remember one thing about at least my way of training. Whenever you do let's say attend the trainings, you might have if you have attended any online training, you might have seen people do what, people just copy the program, paste in the, let's say, program editor, and they try to explain the ready-made code. Okay, they'll try to start running that program, they'll get the output, and then they'll explain the program, what does the program do. Will not do that. Okay, I prefer not to do that. I will write the program during the class from first letter until last dot. Complete program will be written in front of you. Okay, so during this training you will have the clear-cut idea about how to start writing the program from first letter until last dot. Okay, so complete practical, we'll try to make it as practical as possible. Okay, now this is already explained, free unlimited SAP server access for 3 months. This is not for, let's say, this is mentioned as 3 months. Just remember the duration of the server access will be 1 to 2 more months extra than your training session. So let's say our training session, whenever our training session finishes, from there we'll have 1 or 2 more months extra access, just to prepare yourself for interview also, and let's say for your practice before you appear for the interview. All right, yeah, obviously now this is the time I should explain, let's say, introduce myself in brief, because it says experienced and certified trainer. So I have been working in SAP from more than 11 years now. I have worked for different SAP projects, starting from SAP implementations, support, development, upgrade, S4HANA implementations. I've been to India and outside India for SAP projects. Okay, so from last 11 years I'm working into SAP industry, and I have trained more than 1,000 students already in SAP, specifically SAP ABAP, OABAP, and ABAP on HANA things, which is what the course is all about. So that can be let's say, very small introduction about myself, and we are trying to make this course as affordable as possible. Okay, having providing, let's say, all these things along with the course, we try to keep it as affordable as possible for each one of you. So affordable fees you'll get for this course. The course is completely customized in a way that the topics which usually are covered but rarely used these days, because those are now, let's say, in the terms of SAP we call it obsolete, so they are not anymore used by SAP. Even SAP does not recommend them to be used, so we have omitted those topics, and we have covered only topics which are highly recommended and being still used in the industry. So yeah, as I told you already, course material will be provided to you, complete course material. So whatever you learn during the class, you would need definitely some study material for you to revise the topic, or for you to understand the topic in detail. You would need what? You would definitely need course material. So that course material will be provided to you on our portal only, the portal that I explained you, let's say a few minutes back. We try to keep class sizes as small as possible, okay, so that we can handle the class with best efficiency. Okay, let's say every day you will be having a chance to ask question, so that is possible only when you have a small size class. So let's say if what happens is, if we find that there are more number of enrollments and all of that, so we start a new batch rather than clubbing everyone into same batch. Okay, so we try to keep small size batches, that is, let's say, the trend, and which actually makes the teaching a high quality and more efficient. All right, so we have flexible timings. Let's say people who are doing other jobs, or who are already, let's say, I could see some people already working into SAP or in other, let's say, jobs. So even people like you also can continue with this course. So because we provide flexible timing, so we have courses running in the morning before the, let's say, usual office time starts, then after the office hours, and even during weekends also we have the batches. Okay, all right, so flexible timings we try to keep it for the people who are already working and trying to learn the new things. And obviously I told you, right, you will get the certificate of completion after you complete this course, that the certificate of completion will be delivered to you by our company. All right, clear so far, guys? All right, now, so if this is all clear so far, what we have seen who should attend the course. Yeah, people who got, let's say, a bit late to join, just for them to let's say, for just them, we have now, until now we have seen what is the course objective. Okay, then who should attend the course? Let me revise for them. At least I could see 3-4 people joined. So who should attend the course? These people: graduates, postgraduates, college students, and let's say people already working in SAP as end users, and from people from non-technical background. Even if you are working in some other jobs also, you can opt for this course. What will you get out of this course, or after this course? We'll provide you 100% job assistance, we'll provide you certificate of completion, we'll provide you server access for practicing the things, and then we'll provide you portal access, which will have recorded sessions, reference materials, course material, resume samples, and interview preparation guidelines. All right, then we saw, yeah, this already explained. So this, then we saw what? Then we saw what are the things that are that we, let's say, consider during the training. So you will try to make this training as practical as possible, 80% practical, unlimited server access, SAP server access. You are having an experienced trainer for you for this course. We try to keep fees as affordable as possible, customized course as I explained, course material is provided on the portal. We try to keep the small size batches to have high quality teaching methods and more efficient lectures. Then we provide flexible timings for the people already working or students before the college times or of usual office hours and after those things. Okay, and even weekend batches. Then in the end you'll be given what? Certificate of completion. Okay, so this is clear so far. Then let's go to the demo objective. Okay, so this was until here I was explaining you what you who should attend the course, what you will get after the course, and what is the process that will follow during the complete course. Now let's go a bit more ahead and see what is the objective of the demo, of this demo. So after this demo you will understand what is ERP, knowing the meaning of ERP and SAP. Okay, understanding what is R3 system, understand the basics of SAP. So we'll not go into much detail today as this is a demo session. Benefits and future of SAP. Now remember one point here: whenever you opt for any course, not just this course, let's say just because you join this course and not be biased and I'll say that this is the only course, this is the best of the course available in the market. No. So for any course you want to learn, or let's say opt for, you must look for two things, at least two things. You should look for too many things, but at least two things, and that those are: what are the benefits of learning this course, and what is the future? Okay, so if you are learning this SAP ABAP course, what are the benefits in terms of getting jobs, how is the market, and how's everything running in now? Let's say the market may be good for now, but what is the future? So you will have to do two things. I will explain you the benefits and future. Don't worry about this SAP ABAP. Okay, but you will also have to do your own research. Okay, go after the session or after this, let's say, demo session, go everyone and search. Just search online what are the benefits, how is the job market for SAP ABAP consultants, what is the future of SAP. Okay, so try to apply these two things to sorry, to any course you want to learn. Okay, not just SAP ABAP. Give me a second, let me have a water. All right, so what are the two things that you should look for? What are the benefits of learning particular course, and what is the future? Okay, then we'll understand what are the basics of ABAP. What is the course all about? SAP ABAP. So we'll first understand what is ERP, then we'll understand what is SAP, then we'll understand what is R3 system, we'll understand the basics of SAP, we'll understand what are the benefits and future of SAP, then we will see what are the basic things that you should know for ABAP. Okay, to be an ABAP consultant. That will be covered during this demo session only. Now, have you heard of SAP? Any one of you? Have you heard, sorry, not SAP. Have you heard of ERP? Anyone? What is ERP? Can anyone tell me what is ERP? All right. So ERP means, sorry, enterprise resource and planning. Somebody said production. What is it? Enterprise resource and production. No, not production, planning. Okay, so enterprise resource and planning. This is what ERP stands for. Now, before we go to ERP introduction, I'll explain you the problem people had before having anything called as ERP. This is enterprise. Okay, so enterprise. Think of any big company you have, let's say Tata, Reliance, Apple, any big company you can think of. So this is how they typically have their departments. Right? The company will have different departments. Just think of any company, let's say Tata Motors. So Tata Motors will have what? One department for sales, one department for purchase, another department for, let's say, human resource, right? Another department for, let's say, finance. Let's talk about only these four departments. There are actually there'll be too many departments, not just these four, but let's say if we'll consider these four for our understanding of the topic. All right, so now sales department, like all the people belonging to sales department, they'll be carrying out only sales activities. So if you have to go and buy a car from any showroom of, let's say, a Tata Motors, then people from I'm sorry, people from sales department will be addressing you. They'll be addressing your queries. They'll provide you the details, the brochures that you have, the features of the car, the selling price, the on-road price, and everything, like all those details. But Tata Motors would need something to be bought, right? They do not have their own tires, so they have to buy the tires from MRF, TVS, Apollo, whatever, like, they go for. So they will have one purchasing department which will handle, this department will handle what? All the purchase activities, all the purchasing activities, right? So they may buy what? Why it doesn't work? Sorry, give me a second. All right, so they'll have what? These people will have to buy what? Things, raw material, such as raw material like, steel and all of that for a car to be manufactured, glass and all of these things. So people from purchase department will carry out purchase activities, but sales, purchase, and then you have what? Human resources, because people are involved in these activities, so you need what? Human resource department which will manage your resources. Then obviously these things do what? Even for employees you need what? Salaries to be given, so you need what? Finance department. So let's say these are the 4 departments, not just these, actually there'll be many. Let's say let's consider one more. Let's say warehouse department. Okay, because when you manufacture the car, you will not manufacture only the cars ordered by the customers, you will rather manufacture them in the bulk and you will keep them in the warehouses. So there'll be warehouse department, warehouse management department. All right, now what happens, just see what used to happen before ERPs. Each of these departments will have their own records. Each of these departments will have what? Their own records, their own data records. So like, when you are buying a car, these salespeople will make your entry, like what is the car you bought, on what date, what is the selling price, and all of those details will be captured and that will be stored. Similarly, purchase department people will have their own data records, their own data records, right? Sorry. Similarly, people from each department now, then people from warehouse management, they'll have their own records, such as which car is uh, available on how many number of, let's say how many number of cars available of this model and that model. So they will have to keep that complete record, that based on that only sales and purchase things will be properly, right? And accordingly, let's say finance department will have their own records, and similarly human resource department will have their own records. Now imagine the problem. I'm trying to explain you the problem people were facing before having ERP. So what used to happen, if I have to, let's say if Tata Motor people from purchase department want to know which car is getting more sell in the market, so they have to talk to these people, right? Sales people. So they need data from salespeople, right? They need data from salespeople, but this data is locally stored. This data is available to salespeople. Now, if it has to be transformed, or if it has to be transported to this purchase department, they have to provide the copy of data and give it to purchase department, and then purchase people will upload the data in their records and then they can use it. Similarly, sales data has to be available to warehouse market also, warehouse department also. Why? How many cars to be, let's say which model of car should be given to which showroom, that detail has to be available at warehouse level. All these transactions involve what? Finance. So that data should be available to finance department also. And people involved in these would need definitely salaries and other details, so their details should be available to HR department also. Now this copy of data has to be available to these people, one copy here, one copy here, one copy here, one copy, and this is what redundancy of data. Also too much of processes involved, not just sales department. Now let's see, the data of purchase department is required at sales party also. Data of this purchase is required at finance people also, for finance department also. Same, because purchase people will also have some employees, right? So this data is required by HR people also. Now imagine the problem. The problem is getting what? The problem is getting compounded. It is becoming more and more difficult for people to manage, right? Physically. So just copying the data and uploading again and again, it creates what? Redundant data and other things. And it is what? It is very costly. Okay, and for each department you have what? Different softwares running. So you must have heard about Tally, CRM Solutions, Workday for HR, let's say is Tally for finance, or CRM for sales, and other softwares for purchase, warehouse management softwares. We have purchase management of softwares individually working for purchase departments only. So these softwares, they do not talk to each other directly. They do not understand each other's interface directly. That is why people were having this as a problem in the business. So when you have a problem, you definitely look for the solution, right? You definitely look for the solution, and the solution for this problem was given in the name of ERP. So understood what is ERP now? ERP is a solution. It's a solution to a problem. It is a solution. It is a solution to a problem. Sorry. ERP is what? It's a solution to a problem people were facing in the business. So what does it stand for? Enterprise resource, not resourced, and planning. Okay, this is what ERP means. Now what is the solution given by ERP? ERP says, now let's try to draw the same figure, similar figure here. Let's try to draw a similar figure here, or I'll rather copy this slide only. All right, so now it says, ERP says, instead of having one data or individual software for each department, why you do not have only one data access, single data access. Let me draw first, then you will understand it better. Now what ERP says? ERP says, let's keep all of your data here. Okay, this is the central database access. This is what? Central database access now. Okay, now these are the departments, same, like this is sales, let's say this is sales, again this is purchase, this is, sorry, this is warehouse management, this is finance, and this is HR. Now it says, why don't you have central data? So salespeople will keep their data here, their processes and data both. Purchase people will, all the transactions they do, they'll have their data stored here. One software, one database access. These people will also store here. These people will also store here. These people will also store. Now, have you got the solution now? If salespeople would need data from purchase, they do not have to go and ask purchase people. The data is already available at the central accessory point here. So they do not have to go and ask purchase people. Similarly, finance people do not have to go and ask the sales data. The data is already available here. So this way, ERP provides a simple solution to a complicated problem by providing centralized access to processes and data. Okay, so what ERP says, we will provide you centralized access, single system access to all of the departments. So if there are 20 departments, 50 departments, 50 different people working for 50 different departments, they do not have to have their own softwares running for each department, and they do not have to have their own databases. So this way ERP provides a solution to a problem. That is why ERP, when introduced, was a very big hit in the market, because the very complicated problem faced by many big companies of that time was solved by this approach. And people or the companies of that time, they were very, let's say, eager to have this technology implemented in their companies, because this was a big problem, right? Time consuming, effort consuming, everything. And this is a simple solution. Now, understood what is ERP? Now let's read something about ERP. So this is what we'll follow the approach. I'll try to explain you the topic, the problem first, the solution then, and in the technicalities also. First, before I directly go to the topic, I will first give you the background of the topic, so that it will be easier for you to understand. Now remember one more thing, we'll not just learn here technical things. I'll, wherever possible, I'll try to give you some facts and some, let's say, medical science. So medical science says if you have to remember things for a longer time, you should remember them by running visuals in the back of your mind. Okay, so if the technology, let's say what the medical science says, it says more than 90% of the things mind remembers are the visuals, not the texts. So whenever you think of an ERP, if you could recall this image of ERP problem and this is the solution, it will be easier for you to remember this topic for a longer time. Okay, now let's understand what is ERP. As I told you, it stands for Enterprise Resource and Planning. It provides what? It provides an integrated information system that serves all the departments within an enterprise. So all the departments are being served by a single system. Okay, ERP is a way to integrate the data and processes of an organization into one single system. Okay, data and processes of all the departments into one single system. Understood? Software solution that addresses the enterprise needs taking the process. Yeah, like same line I explained you. Weave of an organizational goals tightly integrated all functions of an enterprise. So all the functions of an enterprise are tightly integrated. This gives you lot many advantages. The one I explained you is just cost saving. Like if you have to produce sales report and be available, made it available to purchase people, warehouse people, finance people, HR people, it's easier here, very easy. You have data of all the departments available here, so you can compare the data, do the analytics and all of that. Just give you, let me give you an example. Let's say if particular region of a country, Tata Nexon model is being sold more, so you should be producing more Tata Nexon model. And even warehouse management people should allocate extra space for Nexon model. So all these, you see, just one sales department's data is now useful for purchase people. They'll be buying more things which are required for Nexon model. Whereas management people will keep extra space for Nexon model. Finance people will allocate extra budget. Like this may not be a very practical example, but just to give you business scenario, this may be a, let's say, practical use of ERP data being available centrally. Getting it? All right, so if what is explained is clear to you about ERP, then let us understand the latest ERP solutions available in the market. Okay, so these are some of the ERP solutions available in the market, and you could see SAP here. So we had not seen SAP yet. Okay, so it says ERP solutions, and SAP is one of them. So one thing is clear, that SAP is also what? SAP is also a ERP solution. What is SAP? SAP is also an ERP solution. Alright, so like other ERP solutions, SAP is one of the ERP solutions. Remember this in mind. SAP is what? SAP is an ERP solution. Like SAP, you have Oracle, you have PeopleSoft, you have JD Edwards. So from this figure you must have understood, ERP is what? ERP is for business handling. Let's say all the business processes and everything has to be handled by one software, and that software is, let's say, the software approach can be used for them is ERP. ERP is what? ERP is an approach of designing a software solution. All right. So SAP is what? SAP is a ERP solution. So if SAP is ERP solution, SAP should also follow this approach, right? Because it is built on ERP approach. Now, as I told you, every company will have what? Multiple departments: marketing department, procurement, manufacturing, services, human resources, finance, asset management. And these departments in SAP have got these names, such as you must have heard, or people, let's say, who are already working in SAP, like few of you, so they must have heard these terms already. SD stands for sales and distribution, material management, PP production planning, QM quality management, PM plant maintenance, HR human resources, FI finance control, finance CO control, AM asset management, PS project system, WF it should be, I think, WM. Okay, so if it is WF, workflow, or if it is WM, warehouse management. Okay, so these are the different, let's say, typical departments. It's not that you'll have only these departments. There may be some extra departments or some lesser departments depending upon the company size and setup. But remember that all these are what? So SAP is not the only ERP solution available in the market. So there are many ERP solutions available in the market. Then why are we learning SAP? So I told you, right? You should look what? You should look for two things: benefits and future. So let's understand. First of all, understand the benefits of ERP, not just SAP. Okay, these are the benefits of ERP. Later we'll see the benefits of SAP also. So what are the benefits of ERP? Reliable information access. Why? You have what? Common DBMS, common database management system. Recall this figure. What? Common database management system. So information is reliable, right? You can rely that this information is 100% correct. Reliable information access. Avoid data and operation redundancy. Yeah, if you just recall this, see, every department used to have their own data, so it was redundant data, right? If these people have to have this, they'll create a copy, pass it here, then they'll create one more record for this. So the data was redundant. But ERP, the data is not redundant, and even the operations. So delivery and cycle time reduction, obviously, minimizes retrieving and reporting delays. So if you have to get sales report, purchase people have to get sales report from sales people, they do not have to wait for a longer time. So delivery and cycle reduction. Time. Cost reduction in terms of time saving, improved control by enterprise wide analysis of organization decisions. Cost reduction, obviously, you do not have to have different softwares for different departments. And remember that if you have different softwares for different departments, you will need different expertise. So you will need employees expert in each of those softwares. So if you are using Tally for finance, you will need people expert in Tally. If you are using other softwares for, let's say, sales CRMs of some other CRM software, then you would need people who are expert in CRM. So your employees also you need for each software maintenance and other things also. Those all things get reduced when you use ERP, and you also save the time. So indirectly it is what? It is cost reduction. Easy adaptability. Why? Changes in business process easy to adapt and restructure, because you have to make changes at single system, single instance, and those changes will be applied to all the departments. Improved maintenance. You do not have to have long-term contracts as part of the system procurement, vendor supported, right? Maintenance is simple. Global outreach, extended modules such as CRM and SCM, like as I told you. So ERP provides solutions also. For CRM stands for customer relationship management, SCM supply chain management. All right, and ERP is now supporting, ERP solutions are now supporting e-commerce and e-business also, which is the latest trend of the business. E-commerce, all the businesses are going online. So the ERP solutions now, most of the ERP solutions, like almost all the ERP solutions, support this e-commerce and e-businesses. Clear, guys? Understood the benefits of ERP? Clear everyone? Okay, good. So now if this is clear so far, so you are learning what so far what we have seen. What is ERP? What was the problem before ERP? What solution was given by ERP? What is ERP? What are the ERP solutions available in the market? And what are the benefits of ERP? Now, why are we learning SAP? Because SAP is, yeah, SAP is the market leader in ERP. What? You have lot many ERP solutions available in the market, but SAP is what? It's a market leader. So you are learning a technology, you are learning a course which is, let's say, first of all, ERP is the best solution available for business management in the, let's say, via software. That is ERP approach. And best of that is SAP. So SAP is the market leader in ERP products. Understood? Now, so SAP stands for, remember that SAP is what? SAP is a product name or is also a company name. Okay, so they have the company and product name same. So on the product name only they have made their, let's say, they have named their company also. So it's a name of the company and its product. What does SAP stand for? Systems, applications, and products in data processing. We'll see that. It is a German-based company. SAP is what? SAP is a German-based company. It's a ERP market leader, as I told you. Industry specific best practices. Now let me explain you this point. Why SAP is so successful is because when people were designing this SAP solution, actually what best thing they did, they actually considered the best practices of the industry. Now what do I mean by that? Let me explain you this here, then you will understand better. All right, so there are different types of industry. Let's say you have auto industry, then you have manufacturing industry. It can be any manufacturing industry. Okay, then you have pharma industry, then you have oil and gas industry, let's say ONGCs. Okay, now when these people who invented SAP as ERP, they, when they were designing this SAP, they did what? They did a very good thing. That is what makes it SAP as a market leader. So they went to each of these industries, big players, like, you know, they found that time maybe Ford or MG, whatever it is, let's say whatever people they found of that time good in the market. So they went to these people and they listed down the best practices they follow in their process, their companies, their organization, right? Similarly, they went to pharma companies, not just one auto company. Actually, they went to, let's say, few big names of the time and who are following the best practices. So best of those they listed down. Okay, auto industries. Let's say they went to pharma industry and they listed down the best practices a pharma company should follow. They similarly went to oil and gas, similarly manufacturing, and similar to other different industries, and they listed down or they noted down the best practices followed by each company, and they kind of implemented those practices in SAP. Just imagine, so you are going to the best of the people in the market, already let's say big names of that time, and you are getting their best practices involved in your solution. So your solution is obviously the best available in the market, so people will definitely go for it, and that is what SAP did when it was designed. The people who were designing SAP did, and that's what makes SAP as the ERP market leader. So what it does, it follows the best practices of the industry. Okay, industry specific best practices. Understood this point, guys? All right, so let's see what is SAP. SAP, as I told you, stands for SAP Systems, Applications, Products and Data Processing. It was started in 1972 by 5 IBM former IBM employees in Mannheim, Germany. So it's a German-based company. We saw SAP have a very high level of integration among its individual applications, which guarantee consistency of data throughout the system. Yeah. So the key points of why SAP is so hit and so big in the market, because it follows the best practices and it provides high integration between its individual applications, such as if you have a solution for purchase department, sales department, CRM, SRM. So SAP provides what? Very high integration between their applications. We understood, right? Have providing best integration between your applications is the key of ERP success, and SAP is doing very well in that. Now, how can I say SAP is a market leader? Is it just what I'm saying? It's just a say, or is it real? So you can also do your own research. Okay, so you can also do your own research. You can just say who is the ERP leader in the market currently, and then you can see these figures. So we have gathered these figures from, let's say, current resources, that currently SAP is having 22,000 plus SAP partner companies globally. 7.81 billion USD total revenue in 2021, 200 million plus subscriber in cloud user base, 100 plus development locations worldwide. It's the #1 software company in Dow Jones Sustainability Index for 14 years. Oh my god, like 1 lakh plus employees across 140 plus countries. And SAP customer generates 87% of total global commerce. Okay, so SAP is the market leader in enterprise application software, helping companies of all sizes and in all industries run at their best. Okay, so this is what proves that SAP is the ERP market leader. So those of you who have opted for this course, you should keep that in your mind, that you are learning the best ERP solution available in the market. So if this is the best, you will obviously have best companies using this, and you name a good company, they are already using the SAP for their business. You name any big company in the world, okay, you will definitely find them using SAP. Let it be Apple, Tata Motors, Reliance, whatever good company you can, Coca-Cola, Nestle, Hindustan Lever, HUL, whatever good or best company you can think of, like very big names in the market, they are all using SAP. Okay, any like oil and gas, big oil based ONGC companies, they're all using SAP. Alright, so you are learning the best ERP solution available in the market. That is SAP. Now the second part of anything is, these are the benefits, right? The benefits we have seen, this is the market leader. If this is the market leader, this must be used by thousands of companies, hundreds of thousands of companies, right? So if this software is used by thousands of companies, you have very big job market, very huge job market for this SAP consultants. Because imagine 22,000 plus SAP partner companies globally. Can you imagine 22,000 plus companies are using SAP? They are like partner companies globally. So you have 22,000 plus and even more companies to look for the jobs. Can you imagine the scale of job market for SAP consultants? It's really big. It's really huge. So these are the benefits, not just this job. Like these are the benefits, as I explained you like in the previous sheets also. Now, if one first point is clear, now let's see what is the future. So this is what SAP has been doing from decades now. They are the market leader from decades. Now, what is the future? Is it going to sustain? Yes. Let's see what the experts has to say. Nobody can predict the future 100%, but what the experts has to say, just see. So according to the experts, SAP uses the latest and very innovative technology that no one will be able to beat in near 2 or 3 decades. So you do not have to worry at least for 2 to 3 decades, because whatever SAP is having already, they are already the market leader, and they are following the latest and very innovative technology approach, which will sustain them to be a market leader for at least 2 or 3 decades. Alright, so which is good. The future of SAP seems to be bright, and obviously if the future of SAP is bright, people working on SAP will also have bright future. Now, a career in SAP is not just intellectually enriching, but also professionally and financially rewarding. Just remember that this point, that SAP consultants are always paid higher. I'm not saying highest. So they are always better paid. It used to be highest, but now let's say more and more people are let's say getting trained in SAP and started working in SAP. So it is still very good compared to other software, let's say platforms, or let's say technologies in the market. So the good news is, whether you are a fresher or someone who has been working for a while, you can speed up your career progress by industry ready. Yeah, so let's say people need, yeah, if you are applying for SAP market, you cannot just be a fresher and go and say, "Hey, yeah, I want to start a company, I want to start my career in SAP." They'll say, "What do you know about SAP?" So you can just say, "Yeah, I know SAP system application products, I started this and that way, and this is a ERP solution." Is that enough for you to get a job as a SAP consultant? No, that will not be enough for you, right? So you need to have a proper training, right? So you need to be, when you need to be a SAP consultant, you would need a proper training. So that training is provided by ITUX. So if you want to learn any SAP course, ITUX can help you. You can go to our website and see the number of courses running at ITUX, and one of them is SAP ABAP, which is what the demo is for. So by getting SAP ABAP training from ITUX, you will be ready to work at industry, specifically working in SAP. Companies that are having SAP or SAP service companies, you will be a ready-made consultant for them to start their job. Okay, clear so far, guys? Now let's understand a few more benefits, such as getting a job is very, you have very high opportunity, you have very high chance of getting a job when you go through the complete training course. So getting a job is easy. Better pay package, as I already explained you get a better pay when you work in SAP. Increase reputation. Why increase reputation? Because you see, SAP is a software used by big names, very big companies in the market. So when you work for big companies in the market, you already get good reputation. Chance of getting promotion. Working with SAP, and if you learn things every now and then, you will obviously get good promotions, because you are working already for good companies, so they'll keep you rewarding in terms of promotions and other rewards. Clear? Now just to motivate you for learning things, okay, just this quote: the future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. So you should keep learning things. Clear, guys, so far? All right, good. So now you must have understood so far what is ERP, what are the benefits of ERP, what is SAP, why SAP is the market leader, what are the benefits, what is the future, and all of that. Now in SAP we have what? We have SAP, sorry, divided into two broad categories. Okay, two broad categories. Now it will be, now onward it will be more specific to SAP things. So you have, let's say, two broad categories in SAP. Something called SAP. Now departments in SAP technically are called as modules. You can call, technically they are called as modules. Okay, so you have in SAP, you have what? Technical modules, and you have what? Functional modules. Okay, so when you'll start working on SAP, you will get to hear these words lot many times: function modules, technical modules. So what are the function modules? People who work in function modules, they are usually from this background. Let's say from these modules, such as core functional modules in SAP are what? I already explained you: FICO, finance and controlling, PP, production planning, material management, quality management, HR, human resources, sales and distribution. These are what? These are the functional modules of SAP. These are the functional modules in SAP. And people or consultants working for these functional modules are called as functional consultants. So are you a functional consultant? No. Do you see ABAP anywhere here? No. This demo is about what? SAP ABAP. So you do not see SAP ABAP here. So where is SAP ABAP? SAP ABAP is in the technical modules in SAP. So technical and functional. So what are the technical modules in SAP? ABAP. What does ABAP stand for? Advanced. Remember this word. This is very important word. Business. Advanced Business Application Programming. So you do what? Only business programming in ABAP. You do not create games and you do not write calculate how to create a calculator things and all of that. So we'll not be practicing even those things here, because it is what you should be thinking. Now every example that I gave you was something related to business only, because SAP is what? It provides a business solution, ERP solution for the businesses. So the example should also be given related to business only. So these are the 4 modules which fall under SAP technical vertical. What is that? ABAP, the most important one. XI, infrastructure, exchange infrastructure, basis, and BIBW. Right? Now, SAP is what? So far you must have understood. SAP is what? SAP is a ERP solution, a software, right? Now, for a software, this is, let's say, SAP. Now let me delete this box even. So let's say this is what? This is SAP. Now, to talk to this SAP, you need to speak the language SAP understands, right? If you want something to be done by SAP, you have to communicate to SAP in the language SAP understands, right? If you have to speak to a French man or a Chinese man, you have to understand, you have to speak in a language that he or she understands. You cannot go and talk in them to him in Hindi, right? If you say something in Hindi, they'll not be able to understand. Similarly, if you have to communicate with SAP, you need to speak the language SAP understands. And SAP understands a language called as ABAP. So remember that. What is ABAP? Advanced, as we saw, Business Application Programming. Okay, what is ABAP? Advanced Business Application Programming. So SAP and complete SAP is designed using this language only. Can you imagine the power of ABAP now? The complete ERP solution of SAP is designed in this language. Like this software you see, Microsoft PowerPoint, there must be one language used to design this software. Let's say it's C#.net, ASP.net, or whatever it is, like VB.net. So there must be an underlying language for this software. Similarly, complete SAP software is designed using ABAP. This is what? This is the language of SAP. SAP understands this language, ABAP. So can you imagine the power of ABAP consultant? This ABAP consultant can write anything in ABAP, can create new things in ABAP, can develop new things in SAP. Sorry, not ABAP. ABAP consultant can develop new things in SAP, right? Because SAP itself is written in what? In the same language only. So ABAP consultants are considered to be very important part of the company, because if anything needs to be changed, if anything needs to be developed new in SAP, they have to go to ABAP consultant. Okay, they have to go to ABAP consultant. Alright, understood? So this course will be about SAP ABAP training, and you will be then called as a ABAP consultant. And what is, just keep things clear in the mind, you are going to be a SAP technical consultant or SAP ABAP consultant, and your job as a ABAP consultant will be of writing the programs, technical things. Okay, don't worry about programming skills. If you do not know much about programming, I will try to keep the sessions as, let's say, simple as possible. So even if you are not from programming background, you should be able to understand the concepts, and you always have a chance to ask the questions. If anything you're not able to understand or you're not able to cope up with, you always have a chance to stop me and ask me the question. All right, good. So now let us see what is ABAP. Okay, introduction to ABAP. What is ABAP? ABAP stands for, already seen, ABAP 4. It is usually called as ABAP 4. ABAP 4 is a fourth generation programming language that you can use multiple ways. So what do you use as ABAP for? You can select and edit data you want to process in direct addition ways. Okay, screens. Yeah, ABAP stands for Advanced Business Application Programming. It was developed by SAP to provide optimal working conditions for application programmers. It is the sole tool used by SAP to develop its own applications. So if you have to develop applications in SAP, core SAP, there's no other way than using SAP ABAP as the language. If you have to design any if you have to create any transaction or any screen in SAP or anything that you see in SAP, you have to use what? ABAP 4. Understood, guys? Understood the use? Are you getting an idea about how important a ABAP consultant would be for a company using SAP? Okay, good. So what are the features of ABAP? Just remember that ABAP is what? It's a real-time business processes. All the real-time business processes can be implemented using ABAP. Okay, these are using subroutines. So we'll understand, somebody had asked about SQL things, right? I could remember. We'll learn SQL also. So there'll be something related to SQL also. We'll learn. Okay, how to write the select queries, how to deal with the open SQL. This is not SQL actually. This is a subset of SQL, which is called as open SQL. We'll understand more about this in detail during the technical sessions of the training. It supports business data type and operations. It is a multi-language support. So if you are from non-English, let's say somebody is from non-English background, Chinese, Japanese, French, Arabic, uh, whatever it is, okay, so they can also use the ABAP applications. So it supports multiple languages. Everybody clear so far? Any question, any doubt? No? Now, as I told you, we'll come to this slide in the end. So because it will make you, the slide will traverse you through the complete training path, actually roadmap of the training actually. So we'll see introduction to ERP. What is ERP in much detail? We have not seen, let's say we have seen enough details, but when we'll actually start the training, we'll have one more session for introduction to ERP. Then we'll see introduction to SAP R3 architecture. We'll see what is SAP ABAP 4. We'll understand what is data dictionary, debugging, enhancements, reporting in SAP, how to create our own applications using module pool programming. Yeah, this is OpenSQL. So OpenSQL will understand how to deal with database operations using OpenSQL. We'll create forms, smart forms we have to show the data in the forms format in SAP. We'll understand how to upload the data, download the data from like other applications or other files and other things using conversion techniques, BDC and BAPI. We'll also understand what is OOPS. OOPS, few of you, let's say I could hear few of you are from IT background or computer science background, so you must have seen this OOPS concept or OOPS programming, object-oriented programming techniques. If not, we'll understand it. Let's see. Okay, anyway, we're going to learn this OOPS programming also, and we'll have one session or we'll have few sessions for ABAP on HANA introduction, kind of how ABAP works on HANA. There's something called as OData, open data introduction. Okay, so we'll have few sessions on open data introduction also. Then you will be, after all of these completed, then you will be taken to interview preparation and resume building. So this is how the complete roadmap of a course will be. Clear so far? Now Let us have few questions from you guys because you've been listening to me. Now is the time. Any question you have, just ask. Okay, go ahead and ask your question. Now you let me allow all of you to unmute your mic. All right, start. Yeah.